My name's Tiana Benjamin.
Yeah, man, this is Wendy.
Hi, I'm Donna Kroll. My name is Claire Hibashti.
Yeah, this is I'm John Barnes, and you've been watching
Info at Colour Telly, I'm Dotun Adebayo. Now pay attention, ladies. The only difference is these black Brits, Lewis is Hamilton, to portray Nelson Mandela, says the Nation in this Jamaican man. Info at Colour Telly, I'm Dotun Adebayo. Info at Colour Telly, I'm Dotun Adebayo. We're going through the morning papers, we're going through the day's papers to see the stories that will be of interest to you. And of course, this has got to be the main story. If you've just tuned in, let me remind you once again, it's the front page of The Observer newspaper in London, revealed the rise of mixed race Britain. It's giving some figures here about how soon, I mean, the main finding of this really, or perhaps the most alarming finding of the research carried out by an academic from the University of Essex, commissioned by Trevor Phillips of the Equality and Human Rights Commission. That survey, the main finding says that Caribbean, if you are of Caribbean heritage, your heritage could soon disappear. Once again, inside the paper, it also says that inter-ethnic relationships, you know, the idea that, Caribbean culture and the distinct cultural and community that surrounds the Caribbean culture could disappear is they acknowledge, the author of the survey acknowledges, is not a positive thing, as much as we want to embrace a multi-ethnic community perhaps, but the fact that you lose your culture, and that's what this is really saying, that you will lose your culture if you're of Caribbean heritage within a generation or so, 2, 3, who knows. And that, how alarming is that? Does it bother you? That's the real question, is it? Does it actually bother you? Just make sure that you let us know exactly what you feel about that. Does it bother you that you might be losing your specifically Caribbean side of your culture? Would it worry you if you're losing your specifically British side of your culture as well along the way? Let us know, info at colourtelly.tv. The article goes on to say the shift has been marked for the Caribbean population, the shift into a mixed race Britain, if you like. The author is saying, of the research, is saying that in almost all minority groups, people born in the UK were more likely to have relationships with people of different races. So it's not just Caribbean men specifically, although they form the largest number of men or group of people who are in mixed race relationships. So it's not just, in fact, all of us, or everybody who has moved into Britain from whichever background, generally over time tends to assimilate with the host community and engage in mixed race relationship if they are of other races. So quite interesting story there in The Observer. No doubt that will be a big story throughout the week. Of course, all the papers have Barack Obama, if not right at the front of their newspaper, then certainly somewhere inside. Again, this in The Observer. And finally, Obama heads for DC. And finally, Obama heads for DC. And this is about the train that President Obama is basically taking a train from the state of Illinois, his home state, if you like, Chicago, all the way to Washington. 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 140 years ago, in the days of Abraham Lincoln, that would have been the procedure for a president of the United States. They'd hop on a train and they'd chug along the American terrain and meet people along the way. Well, Barack Obama's doing the same thing. Of course, nowadays people would fly left, right, and centre, but he wants to meet the American people, and I can assure you that wherever he's going, this is like the biggest rock star in the world. Wherever he goes, he's got thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, sometimes people waiting there. I think in Delaware, whoever heard of Delaware? Whoever heard of a black man in Delaware? He had 40,000 people lining the route to come and see him, to wave to him, to touch him, to speak to him, to just witness this part of history in the making. I think he realises that. And what a lovely picture of Barack Obama with his daughter Sasha, giving her a real friendly, fatherly hug. I think it's fair to say. Can you imagine what their lives are going to be over the next 8 years and more, of course, becoming President of the United States? For Barack Obama, it will change his life, but it will change the life of his family too. Their lives will never be the same. There's been a lot of talk in all the press about which school his daughters are going to go to and which dog they're going to choose for the White House, and so it just goes to show you how much of a spotlight that they are now under as a family, and no doubt they'll do us proud. Info@Colourtelly. I'm Dotun Adebayo. Make sure you drop me an email. info@Colourtelly.tv.
My name's Colin Salmon.
My name's Tiana Benjamin.
Yeah, man, this is Wendy. Hi, I'm Donna Kroll. My name is Claire Bashti.
Hey, this is I'm John Barnes, and you've been watching
Info@Colourtelly. I'm Dotun Adebayo. Now pay attention, ladies. The only difference is these black Brits, Lewis, is to portray Nelson Mandela, says the Nation in this Jamaican man. Info@Colourtelly. I'm Dotun Adebayo.